English Senior Unknown Pin number 5. Ready? Start. As the House is well aware, this debate on the President address is on the usual lines, just like a normal budget discussion. I have been closely following the debate and we on the government side welcome such an opportunity when the honorable members criticize the government or express their views on the various activities of the government. In the course of the discussion, a large number of matters were raised by the members. I would like to suggest certain things for your consideration and for the consideration of the House. We naturally want to give an opportunity to the House to decide whether it approves of the major policies of the government or not. If we have a debate on a large number of minor issues, then the major issues will be neglected. Some members of this House complained that sufficient number of women have not been returned to the House. I would like to express my agreement with that complaint. My own opinion is that the women have not been given a fair deal in this country. Regarding the appointment of women in the various departments of government, I cannot think of a single instance when the candidate has not proved her suitability to the particular position. On the other hand, there are several positions where appointment of men is not justified. On the question of cost of living, we have to make sincere attempts to reduce the prices of basic necessities, especially food. We should not allow the antisocial people to profit at the cost of common public. It is a dangerous thing to play with the food crisis. These are matters for careful consideration by the government and this House. I would like to refer to industrial development of the country as a whole. More money has been set apart for starting as many industrial units as possible in all parts of the country. This is done with a view to reducing the cost of production and at the same time providing employment for people. I would appeal to the people to come forward and start industries in their areas, either in the private sector or by coming cooperative societies. We are aware that the number of schools and colleges is increasing every year. It means that the strength of boys and girls attending the educational institutions is also on the increase. I am happy to note that the state governments are doing their best to open larger number of educational institutions. We should remember that the financial resources of the states are limited and it is the responsibility of the central government to help the states so that they may be in a position to meet the heavy commitment in the field of education. As regards foreign policy of the government, it is clear that there has been very little criticism in the debate. I would like to say that our foreign policy is a very satisfactory one, judged by the status of the nation in international affairs for a variety of reasons. India's reputation is high in the international arena. We have adopted a policy which has been described as one of neutrality or non-alignment. It is true that a country's policy in foreign affairs emerges from its own traditions and objectives and more particularly from its recent past. We seek the cooperation of others and we cooperate with them. I hope I have dealt with some major problems. Now I would like to conclude my speech. thanking the honorable speaker for giving me this opportunity. Garden House Road, Patna, 20th June 1970, John Bright Solicitors, Bombay. Dear sirs, we have perused your amendments in the draft contract and think it is well to write to you at once upon 2 or 3 points that are vital. In the first place, it is impossible for the vendor to deduce a 40 years title. He purchased the property under conditions which precluded him from calling for or inquiring into the title anterior to the date of the deed mentioned in class 3 of the draft contract, and as that deed is dated more than 35 years ago, we trust your client will be content to accept it as the root of the title. We observe also that your client wishes to postpone the completion of the purchase for 6 months from the present time. This proposal the vendor is unable to entertain. He informs us that he told your client before any offer was made that the sale must be completed by 25th of this month at the latest. He is not prepared to extend the time, and he instructs us to say definitely that if the sale is to proceed, the date named by us for completion must remain. Unless your client is willing to give way on these points, the negotiations must be considered at on end. On hearing he is willing to do so, we shall revise the draft for your approval. Yours truly.